In this Masters of the Air clip, we see B-17s flying over the beachhead during D-Day. The configuration of the bombers in the scene are the B-17F models. The bomber should be the next generation G models. This is a big deal from a historical accuracy context. The main feature of the B-17G model was the incorporation of the Bendix chin turret. The intent of this video is to respond to channel comments regarding the exclusion of the B-17G models by deep dive reviewing the chin turret need, usage, combat effectiveness, advantages, and incorporation timeframe. The earliest archival documentation I could locate regarding vulnerabilities of the bomber to head-on attacks is based on this page from a declassified April 1942 War Department memorandum discussing bomber vulnerabilities based on combat experiences against the Japanese. B-17s and B-24s do not have sufficient forward-facing gun coverage. Correcting this vulnerability is top priority. The Japanese are attacking the bombers from the front and shooting them down. The Japanese bomber interceptors attack in this direction from the ball and upper turret's blind spots. The bombers fight back with a single 30 caliber size flexible mount machine gun. This leaves the bombers basically defenseless. It is essential more forward-facing firepower be added. The Germans also assessed the bombers' vulnerabilities and concluded that frontal attacks are the most successful. The need for additional forward-facing firepower was also discussed in this declassified January 1943 memo from General Aker to the Chiefs of Air Staff. We can reduce our losses and increase enemy losses by adding a chin turret. The Germans are attacking the bombers head-on almost exclusively. Since chin turrets are many months away, a quick temporary fix will be the addition of either a single or dual 50 caliber machine guns added through the B-17's plexiglass nose. This page from a 1945 Army Air Forces Evaluation Board document titled 8th Air Force Tactical Development outlines B-17 modifications as the war progressed. Single or twin 50 caliber flexible mount guns were added to the nose over the bomb site. This modification was done during January through March 1943. Only the ball and upper turret provided forward-facing coverage. This field modification was a stopgap temporary measure until the chin turret-mounted B-17s arrived at the end of 1943. By summer 1943, 75% of attacks were head-on, as discussed in this 1943 92nd Bombardment Group document titled Report on the YB-40 Aircraft. This is why there are so many head-on attacks in the Masters of the Air series. This image from a December 1943 Headquarters 8th Air Force document titled German Fighter Tactics Against the Flying Fortress illustrates a typical frontal attack. The fighters come in and attack from the 10 o'clock high direction. Breakaway is at 500 yards. They may fly over or below the formation. To mitigate this attack, turn into the attackers. This will increase their deflection. The entire combat wing must turn. The Japanese were also showing a preference for attacking B-29 bombers head-on, as shown on this chart from an April 1945 21st Bomber Command Air Intelligence Report. The Japanese attacked B-29 bombers from the head-on direction 49% of the time. This statistic is based on 6,000 daylight attacks. The advantages of turrets over flexible mount machine guns is discussed on this page from a U.S. Air Force Historical Studies document titled The Combined Bomber Offensive, April through December 1943. The handheld guns were a temporary answer until the Bendix chin turrets could be incorporated. Powered turrets provide a better field of fire, greater accuracy, and more firepower. Additional benefits of powered nose turrets over flexible mount machine guns is discussed on this October 1943 Engineering Division Memo Appendix 4 titled General Discussion of Project and Escort Theory. Turrets provide more guns to bear at longer ranges. A gunner operating a dual or single flexible mount machine gun cannot expect any accuracy after the first few bullets. Hosing a bullet stream is not good gunnery practice. The gun must be held firm to cut down on bullet dispersion, maintaining tight concentrations of fire. A powered turret cuts down on the gunner's effort in controlling the guns. To deal with head-on attacks, a powered turret will bring accurate fire at ranges greater than 700 yards. For all these reasons, a powered turret is required in the nose of the bomber. These images show chin turrets mounted on a B-17 and the turret relative to the bombardier gunner from a 1943 Operation of Bendix chin turret manual. Specifications of the Bendix chin turret include: the turret is armed with two Browning M2 50 caliber machine guns. The turret can rotate up to 33 degrees per second. The weight of the turret without the guns is 438 pounds. Ammo capacity is 365 rounds per gun, as shown on this table from a 1945 AAF Air Service Technical Command document titled Tactical Planning. Since the M2s fire up to 14 rounds per second, as discussed in this 1944 Aircrew Gunnery Manual, this implies the turret has around 26 seconds worth of ammo. The turret gun's arc travel is 26 degrees up, 46 degrees down, 86 degrees right-left. This image shows the structural hang or arm framing support features of the chin turret from a 1944 B-17G Field Service Manual. This image shows a turret controller in the deployed and stowed state. The deployed turret controller is positioned over the Norden bomb sight. An illuminated N6 gun sight is used for tracking, ranging, and firing on the targets. Function of the turret controller are shown here. The N6 gun sight is shaded here. The bombardier will be looking through its optic head. Bombardiers in gunnery training. Bombardier in control of the chin turret. The Bendix chin turrets were first adopted for operational usage by the YB-40 bomber escorts. These were specially modified B-17s, equipped with 16 guns, extra armor and ammo to act as attacking bomber escorts. Part of the defensive armament was a Bendix chin turret. They carried no bombs. The goal of the bomber escort was to blend into the formations by masquerading as conventional B-17 bombers. 12 operational YB-40s were delivered in May 1943. The YB-40s were discontinued after their 14th combat mission to Kiel, Germany on July 29, 1943. The YB-40's combat performance was evaluated on this page. In countering German frontal attacks, the Bendix chin turret was found to be very effective. The chin turret was much more accurate and effective than the flexible mount nose guns it replaced, as discussed on this July 1943 92nd Bombardment Group report on the YB-40 aircraft. It was recommended that all future B-17s be fitted with the chin turret in lieu of the flexible mounted nose guns. So, how effective were the chin turrets in combat? This page from an August 1944 Headquarters 20th Air Force document titled Combat Loss and Damage in the 8th Air Force outlines lessons learned from the 2 years of fighting the German Air Force. The B-17 had a 2-to-1 disadvantage against bomber interceptors attacking from the 12 o'clock low direction and a 3-to-2 disadvantage in the 12 o'clock high direction. The Bendix chin turret reduced this disadvantage to 1.25 to 1. The Bendix chin turret increased the combat effectiveness by 60% over the nose flexible mounted guns. The 100th was supplied with chin turret equipped B-17s at the end of 1943. This statement is justified by this 100th Bombardment Group training roster dated December 7, 1943. This row indicates Bombardier chin turret training to be conducted on B-17 tail number 790. The series should show chin turret equipped B-17s on episode 7 and on. The March 6, 1944 mission to Berlin occurred in episode 7. This page shows the combat box position location and model of B-17 from a March 6, 1944 100th Bombardment Group document titled Report of Operations Officer 100th Bombardment Group Mission of March 6, 1944. The B-17s are identified as either F or G models. The G models all have the Bendix chin turret. The G models are shaded in this view. Only 2 of the 15 airplanes are the older F models. Yet, in these clips from Episode 7, none of these planes are equipped with chin turrets. Nor in the March 8, 1944 mission where Rosie completes his 25th mission. No B-17s have chin turrets in Episode 8, the D-Day attacks on June 6, 1944. No B-17s have chin turrets during the February 3, 1945 mission to Berlin, or during Episode 9, the finale. This is kind of equivalent to showing the latter USN aircraft carrier versus aircraft carrier battles with Grumman Wildcats in air-to-air engagements, never transitioning to the Hellcat. From what I understand, the series visual effects artist was asked why no G models were in the series. He indicated to convert the full-size F model replicas to G models would take around 2 weeks, and at that point of the shoot, there was no time or budget. Given the criticality of the turret on the plane's survivability, it is an unfortunate but known omission. If you have enjoyed these Masters of the Air subject deep dives, please consider engaging by liking and/or commenting.